Hey guys, Carlos CGR here, back again with another showcase video, but this time I have Kaecilius and Doctor Strange from the next chapter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange. And these figures were a quick throw together, I must say. I got these guys out a little bit, over 2 weeks ago, I believe, and I just finished up Kaecilius yesterday, and unfortunately I couldn't get that Thursday day prior release that I would have hoped to. Literally, like, none of the superhero movies this year I was able to get the Thursday release of, but I got the next best thing, the day of video, the day of the movie, that is. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So here we have the man himself, Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch in the movie. Couldn't be any better of a casting pick, if I do say so myself. But to move on with the figure, you can see that he's heavily detailed. A lot of fabric work went into him. I literally had to cut apart like a Lego Batman cape, and then I had to make things out of that. And bring this, basically use those parts to put this figure together. I mean, everything, almost everything. You can see, like, the front of the torso, like, the drapes down his legs, this little, knot piece from his belt. Everything was just made out of clay, and I used a bunch of different techniques to bring this figure to life, which I will be getting into in chronological order a little bit later. But to start off with the figure, you can see his boots right here. His boots are pretty, like, normal looking, as you can see. There's some green stripings right there. There's also some gray lining for his laces. As you can see, there's a little bit of knee pads out there that I carved out with plastic. And oh yeah, and also I should mention that the motion of like the legs, because of the drapes, it's kind of hard to move, but it doesn't really take that much away. It's not really that hindered, but it's not like the cleanest connection. But to move on with the figure, because honestly we need to get this show rolling, you can see that there's this little section right here that was cut out from fabric that I had happened to paint a little buckle on there. You can see a little bit of silver from there. And as you can see there is this, like, basically, I guess, it's his buckle piece. I'm not really too sure about all these, like, names of, like, fabric and clothing. I'm not really that smart. But anyways, his belt was completely electrical tape, and so were, his arms wrapped in, gauntlets. They're not really gauntlets because they're not, they're basically just, like, wrapped in cloth in the movie. But yeah, you can see, like, the end of the belt, and you can also see the end of the belt over here. Nothing much, just a few things here and there. And yeah, and I don't think I've mentioned it yet, but the entire figure was wrapped in, like, fabric from, like, a Batman cape. Just thought I'd point that out. His cape is pretty simple. I mean, it's cut from a Superman piece, and, just add some black outlining because that's all I can really see from the figure. And I'm just going to disassemble this so as you can see it easier if I just take it all out and all apart. Alright, so here is the main figure. So I may as well point this out. The two little ends of the cloak of levitation piece are sort of disjointed. I mean, it's not connected to the main cape piece because I knew it would have to, like, curve onto his torso like it does in the movie, so I ended up making it part of the torso. So I will literally never have a plan to take this thing off, but that's okay because I already did not have a plan to ever take off the cape. But as you can see, as the core minifigure here, well, almost core minifigure, I might as well put back on his head. So you can see, he has his Eye of Agamotto, and underneath the little cloak of levitation pieces, you can see the string that goes onto his shoulder, and it also goes on the other side. And you can see a little bit of the string popping out from here and there on the figure. And yeah, and the Eye of Agamotto was cut from a piece of plastic, and it was also painted. And yeah, and the back was pretty much left untouched because I have no intention, never have, never will, to, like, change it or make it look like anything else. But yeah, that is basically it. Oh, and I guess also worth mentioning that the bandages around his arm are not wrapped in cloth. They're wrapped in electrical tape. God, I'm having a hard time talking. So his face was a regular like clone trooper face, a clone like a Star Wars clone head that was had a beard painted around with it, and also you can see there's like little gray markings in his beard, and there's also a few white markings. Oh, my finger's wobbling for some reason, and there's a few white markings on each side of his hair, or gray, I should say, and his hair was a Superman hairpiece. And, oh yeah, here's the inside of the cloak. So that has to do it for, what's his name? Doctor Strange. Oh, God, I am so not smart today, but I'm going to push this through because this is going to be, like, the take for Doctor Strange because I'm not, like, redoing this. But anyways, Doctor Strange, that's pretty much it for him. So without further ado, let us move on to our only other figure, Kaecilius. Oh, and forgot to mention that his buckle pieces was cut from a Lego brick. Lego stud. So yeah, now that is officially it for Doctor Strange. I was no way in hell going to redo that section. But anyways, Doctor Kaecilius came out probably even cleaner and better than Doctor Strange in my opinion. I just really prefer his like outcome better than Doctor Strange for some reason. Not to say that I don't like my Doctor Strange figure. Trust me, I really like. I'm very, very, very proud to say that this is what I chose to do for my Doctor Strange movie figure, but I just really like how this came out better for like accuracy reasons and color scheme reasons. But to finally get onto the figure, you can see down here his boots. I had no clue what were on his boots because like in like when I was looking through reference pictures, I mean you could get like no clear image of his boots from like the sides or the back, and there was just like absolutely no telling. And there was like this one picture from like his front on, and you can barely see like his shoes because of the lighting. So even the front may not be the most accurate thing there is. But anyways, I just basically outlined the tops in gray, as you can see. And that's basically it for his boots and everything on his legs, because there's no point in painting anything on his legs because there's nothing I could fit on. But anyways, let's move on to his tunic. So everything, it's probably the same situation with that Doctor Strange had. You know, tunic, fabric, all this, like, things like draping down. And I had to use some string and some 3D elements for, like, buckles and whatnot on the front of his belt. And, you know, all of that fun stuff. And also, yeah, and also some sculpting on the back. So, so anyways, to start off with its tunic, it was just a solid orange color. And then I painted I painted over all the certain, like, linings, and, like, like, his entire tunic, painted all, like, the linings that was necessary. And as you can see, there's little linings on the back, and also there's, like, a little extra flat piece right there, so it'll make his legs even more, like, movable. I just wanted to make sure this figure was not hindered. And also, the gauntlets, they're basically, like, wrapped in bandages like Doctor Strange's, but there was no way I could be able to do that, like, cleanly because of the belt would get in the way. So I painted everything on, and I painted very, very tiny and symmetrical orange lines on each arm, which I was really, really proud of. And, yeah. And to go over his belt, you know, I'm just going to put his arm back in place. Alright. So to go over his belt, it was basically electrical tape, just like Doctor Strange's, and here's where, like, the string from the front, like, connects to. So anyways, this is, the front of his belt. It basically has, like, this sort of, design. I don't know what to call this design, so I'm just gonna say, like, this design, pretty self-explanatory. You know, there's, like, little black circles in between there. I mean, black squares all around. That's sort of the pattern in the movie, and I really like how it came out on my Lego version right here. So as you can see, there's that. Oh, I might as well lift with both hands so you can get the full effect of his belt. And then I glossed over it so the paint would never ever rub off. And to move on to his head is actually the only thing I ever teased for Doctor Strange. So I gave him those weird, like, those really, really trippy and weird, like, intergalactic eyes that he has. I have no clue about it because I have no clue about the character. So anyways, I painted that in. Those white dots are, of course, like, his actual eyes. And he has that sort of marking on the top of his head, some cheekbones, and his mouth. And his hair was a widow's peak hairpiece, but with the widow's peak sanded off, painted completely in gray, and I sculpted a little ponytail in the back. Oh, there's, like, a few back detailings in the back of the tunic, sorry. And yeah. Oh, and it was also, yeah. So if you want to know what I use for a base, I use one of the brand new penguin heads. So, that's kind of funny. So anyways, that is it for my Kaecilius. I hope you guys really enjoyed the showcase. So without further ado, let's just wrap the entire thing up. So that is it, guys, for my Doctor Strange custom showcase. This is everything I have to say for Doctor Strange. This is basically everything that I put work into for Doctor Strange, everything that I really cared about, because I'm not sure if I'm going to walk out of the movie liking the Ancient One or anybody like that. But yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.